FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and today is January 16th, 2017. Well, recent article said that the millennial generation has got terrible survival skills. In fact, they lack them altogether. Well, that kind of goes along with everything else you might have thought about. The millennials' coping skills, they haven't been doing too well with the outcome of the most recent election. I mean, you could just go down the list. Well, we've got with us noted author Anthony Kovic, credibility author. Anthony, welcome. Should say author, public speaker on Credibility Publishing. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me on, Kerry. Appreciate it.
Hey, so what about these millennials here? Is there any hope?
Oh, there's plenty of hope. They're actually going to surpass the previous generations by many times over. One of the reasons why is because on November 8th, they have been woken up to fake news. And that's and that's one of the reasons why the millennials were so shocked on November 8th, because they've been fed a steady diet of polls that are designed to create news, people that are just outright not news outlets anymore. They used to be news outlets, but they're not news outlets anymore. So now they've woken up and they're looking at the landscape and saying, what is going on here? They're going to start doing research now.
But are they going to do the right research, Anthony? That's what I want to know. What is with them? I mean, they're so easily deceived. They're gullible. They're incredulous. They're entitled. And how are they going to make it in this world?
They're going to be just fine. All those things are true only up to a point. The reason why they're at this point is because they're so used to America being America. Things are expected to be there when they want it. When they pick up their phone and dial something on it, they expect it to show up at their door moments later.
Oh, so that's only fair.
They expect it. This is what they're used to. They're used to things showing up. So when they need a cab, they don't wait on the corner. They touch their phone tablet, and it shows up
Uber.
when they're going to need the ride. You know, we know what that car service is. It's Uber and other services
and Lyft.
Like that.
Yes.
So everything for the millennials is they touch a keyboard and they touch a tablet and it shows up. And that's where the problem is. When there is a storm, when there is a disruption of that continuity, is where the millennials are kind of stuck, is that, wow, how do I pick up a wrench? How do I turn this light bulb on? These are the kind of little things that are problematic up to a point, but not really. They're going to eventually be forced to learn.
You think, huh? Well, we can only hope. But look, hey, I'm a baby boomer, son of the greatest generation, as they were called, right?
Exactly. We're called and dubbed by media outlets.
Yeah.
Not real people decide, hey, we are the best because of something. It is a media, all these generational names that have been thrown out there, the millennials, the X generation, the Y, the greatest generation, the blah, blah, blah. All of this stuff are marketing tools created by media companies to categorize us as Americans rather than as Americans. So they don't want to call us Americans. They want to call us millennials. They want to call us Generation X. They want to call us all these names rather than using the word American. And that's where the problem is.
Well, I'll kind of go along with you there. But look, they got these challenges, and it doesn't seem, Anthony, that they're really well prepared to deal with them here. Do you think they are?
At this point, in the sense that prepared, no. I mean, none of the millennials even have food in their refrigerator because they're so used to 24/7. So why should they have food in their refrigerator when they can get it wherever they want? Everything's open 24/7. Hence the book. That's why the book is designed to help people, guide them through in case there is an emergency, where that 24-hour cycle is disrupted. Because when you scan something at the store on that bar scanner, it automatically tells the warehouse that one less item is in that store. And at the end of the day, it knows how many items need to be replaced. So it gets replaced almost immediately. The stock room does not exist in most supermarkets, with the exception of just a little bit of space for those things that come and go quickly. So there is no stock room. There's a distribution center. So when that distribution system is disrupted via a natural disaster, a hurricane, any kind of disruption, things don't show up at the supermarket. So the millennials, when they type in that, when they turn on their tablet and there's no reception, like what happens here? How do I get my stuff? And then when they turn on the light switch or on their Wi-Fi light switch, and it doesn't work because the power is out, what do? Eventually, they're going to have to figure out that they're going to be prepared at least for 7 days, because these things do happen, and they need to be told that.
Or they're going to die, and then we'll have some natural selection here, and the weak ones, the weak snowflakes will be filtered out here, right?
It's, that is probably not going to happen. That's why we keep putting more money into FEMA and other emergency resources to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's a dirty word to libertarians, FEMA. That's they're going to put us all into FEMA death camps and serve us plastic pizza and high fructose corn syrup laden beverages for the rest of our lives, and we'll be wearing paper gowns. That's what a lot of people think of FEMA.
Exactly, it's called your standard school lunch cafeteria. Mm-hmm. And where do you think FEMA gets all the stuff? Same place that they get the school lunches.
Yeah, right. A little much here, a little extreme, but you just go look at any. I know it's a little silliness. I mean, let's face it here. We know this, but hey, trust in government is at an all-time low. It certainly hasn't gone up with this election. Maybe it'll go a little higher when the government, if Trump can accomplish a few things anyway. And this is a guy who doesn't take no for an answer. Is extremely tenacious. Extremely tenacious.
The reason why government is an all-time low is because they are trying to get into businesses that they don't belong in. Meaning the government has gone so deep into the tentacles of everyday life to the point where there just isn't enough people to service the basic functions of government, because they're in your back pocket, front pocket, and everything you do.
Yeah.
So if Trump cleans out some of that stuff, and actually when you go to government entities, they actually service you with a smile properly, where you go in there and you get your stuff within minutes.
You're dreaming. Now you're dreaming. But
in the cities, that is the problem. I know. I lived in a big city, New York City, and every government entity was like, wait and wait and wait. Now I don't live in a big city. Everywhere I go, I just show up, I get my thing, I leave.
I know.
So that is one of the solutions.
Well, tell you a funny story about that. it was a really annoying thing that happened to me. I'm in LAX coming back from China and taking an airline from LAX to Fort Lauderdale, and I give her my license, and I realize I've never gotten it back later on. Go back. No, I gave it back to you. Can you check? She doesn't have it. So I have to go get my license. So I can go in Palm Beach County here to a more urban area, or I can go up to Martin County to a little town called Hope Sound, where their DMV is like in a strip mall. So my friend Lou says, no, just go up to Hope Sound. Don't go to West Palm Beach. You're going to spend all day there. So I go up to Hope Sound. I sign up. I get a number. I go to the bathroom. When I come out, they're calling me already. And where are you? Where are you? And I got in and out of there in 15 minutes. So what you're saying is like totally true. And they couldn't have been nicer as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for sure.
Now, one thing one should learn about government, just like you had the situation with your license, government employees are trained to do one thing: never, ever admit something went wrong. Yeah. It doesn't matter if the building is falling down around you. They will stand there and tell you nothing. They did not do anything wrong. Because what happens when they do something wrong? They have to be fired. Mm-hmm. They don't have a sense of, oh, wow, I'm sorry, sir. That is my mistake. I must have put it inside this drawer. Even if she knows where your license was, she can't admit that once she said, we don't have it, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's how, that's why we have to go, that's why our court system is the way it is.
Ugh.
The first judge.
You're talking to a former lawyer here, a retired attorney. I hate the court system. Yes. And, I have some major programming coming up down the road in a little while about our legal system and why it is the way it is. So, but hey, for another day. That could be a whole other 1 hour show. That's for sure. At least an hour. But yeah. So, what a mess. What a total mess.
But to get back to the millennials, the one thing the millennials will not accept, and they will be absolutely enraged, is they want it now because they expect it now, and they will look at these agencies and say, what's the matter with you? Why can't I get it now? And that's a positive thing, that the millennials are so used to the technology, so used to access 24/7 now. Mm-hmm. So government has to upgrade itself from screw you, we don't care what you want, to, oh my God, these people expect it now. So that is a positive thing.
That's quite funny.
It is.
I think you have a point. I really think that you have a major point there. And I wasn't thinking about it because, basically I've been dealing with government my whole life, and their thing has always been screw you, pretty much. But, the millennials think there should be an app for everything. And,
exactly.
Where's my app?
There will be an app for those agencies that are, what? You mean it's going to take more than an hour?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, somebody's going to say, we need to make an app for this and get rid of this whole department. And that may be Donald Trump.
I could see it, Hey, look, as much as I hate government, and you and I are very aware of its failings, there have been improvements. You don't have to go to DMV to renew your license in most states. To not renew your license, renew your registration, register a car. There's a lot of functions you can do over the web. Change your address.
That's correct.
Especially here in Florida. It's the exceptional case that you have to go to actually get stuff in person. The license, I could have done it over the internet, but I didn't want to wait 3 days and drive without a license. That's just me, but maybe I'm the exceptional case there. many people will just choose to drive without a license. I don't feel comfortable doing it. But yeah, I think you're right. They are reinventing government. It's so wasteful the way they're doing it and so time consuming and screwed up. But you might have a point there. Hey, Anthony, so you think the millennials will come to their senses and reality will somehow they'll become more accepting of it and actually figure out what skills they need to make it in this world?
Absolutely, they will adapt faster than anything else. They will be the fastest adapting generation by far. There is no doubt.
Oh,
The
they are
only
smart.
reason they have been, they've been seemingly not adapted is that the media, who puts them in this cubicle, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
because they have no way to really figure out, what are these kids up to? They're on their phones all day long. They're doing whatever. We don't know what to do because that's normal people, seemingly normal people. Let's put it this way, seemingly. Normal people think that these kids are just whatever, but they don't subscribe to the same old running around like a chicken without a head to go and do something that is unnecessary. So they'll only do stuff that is important. They want this stuff now. They're going to push government to be more responsive to now. I want it now, and that's it. And they're going to, once they get into these positions, as they will, just like every generation, they will start getting into positions of authority, and they will start putting in the apps that just wipe out a whole department of 59 people and put only the 3 that are necessary to actually run the department. It's going to happen. They just, the rest of them will go kicking and screaming and be upset about it. But the millennials will be like, it's all right. Move on.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, from your mouth to God's ears, I hope you're right.
You will see it. It's already coming. What we see is the hissy fit of the media upset the millennials will adapt because they know they will. Today, adaptation is based, my theory of adaptation is how quickly they'll move to the next organization, meaning the next app. The next app comes out, wow, they're already on the next app. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to do 10 years of marketing that they should go from this app to this app. As soon as the new app comes out, they're already on it. They're already experts on it. So when the new idea comes out, Trump, they're going to be on it. They're going to adapt, and they're going to realize, wow, this is even better than the last app. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like what I hear. I hope you're right. Hey, Anthony, we want to find out more about you, more about what you're doing here, follow you on the internet, etc. What do we do?
Just visit Anthony Kovic, KOVIC.com. You'll see more about some of the things that I'm involved in, as well as the link to the emergency prepping fan page that you can learn more about what's going on and how to be basically prepared. The millennials need basic understanding that when the server goes down, what do? How do you communicate when the power goes out? What do you do in that time? You need X amount of water. You need X amount of food. Canned goods are better than soft food because they have a better expiration date. Yes, we love it fresh, but if the fresh is not available, you're going to have to go with something that has preservatives in it.
Got it. Yep, makes total sense. All right. Well, hey, Anthony, been a pleasure. Hey, by the way, you find a link to Anthony's site on our site, financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Sign up for our free newsletter. And any questions, comments for Anthony or anybody else you heard on the show, just send an email, kl@kerrylutz.com, kl@kerrylutz.com. Visit our Facebook page, Financial Survival Network. Anthony, we'll talk to you again. Thanks so much for being with us today. It's great speaking with you.
Thank you for having me on. It's been a blast.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next. FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and
Trying to create news of people that are just outright not news outlets anymore. They used to be news outlets, but they're not news outlets anymore. So now they've woken up and they're looking at the landscape and saying, what is going on here? They're going to start doing research now.
But are they going to do the right research, Anthony? That's what I want to know.
Going to surpass the previous generations by many times over. One of the reasons why is because on November 8th, they have been woken up to fake news. and that's one of the reasons why the millennials were so shocked on November 8th, because they've been fed a steady diet of polls that are designed.
Today is January 16th, 2017. Well, recent article said that the millennial generation has got terrible survival skills. In fact, they lack them altogether. Well, that kind of goes along with everything else you might have thought about. The millennials' coping skills, they haven't been doing too well with the outcome of the most recent election. I mean, you could just go down the list. Well, we've got with us noted author Anthony Kovic, credibility author. Anthony, welcome. Should say author, public speaker on Credibility Publishing. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me on, Kerry. Appreciate it.
Hey, so what about these millennials here? Is there any hope?
Oh, there's plenty of hope. They're actually going